Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about the difference between Master Duel and RushUEL and which game is better or would be better for you to play. So Master Duel has been out for a month about, the RushUEL has been out a bit longer in the West, even longer in Japan. So but what are the main difference? Obviously, of course, the main difference are the playstyle, the format. RushUEL has like draw 5 moment unlimited. Nomads are a completely different card pool, and therefore it's also a completely different game. Master Duel is what you know as what you have played probably in school or somewhere else. It's a normally you know from the series. So obviously, let's talk about content. Master here has a pretty good story mode. It's a tutorial which gives you the basic and dual strategy, then strategy for each archetype. I'm not sure if it's for every archetype, but for some of them. So you can easily pick them up, and I think you can also get like a structure deck of that archetype. So you essentially can use the deck to play against other player. And so this is really good, especially if you want to learn how a specific archetype is to be played. I think they did here a really good job. So it also helps new players or returning player to get associated with certain cards. So what the issue is, the deck edit, I don't really like it. If I go like here, I'm gonna go deck edit. Yeah, I'm using a Switch version, so it shouldn't matter too much though. So and the searching, what I don't like about how you can search for certain cards. You can filter, you can enter the name. I'm not sure if it's on the other version as well, but on the Switch it's a bit slow. Let's say I'm searching for Blue Eyes. I can simply add blue, enter blue, here we go, there's blue. And then it shows me all cards with name blue, and then I get the White Song of Legend, Blue Eyed Zombie, Silver Zombie. I didn't even know it's a Blue Eyes card. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Bingo Go Machine. The issue though I have is like how it sorts. It sorts automatically the order you obtained. I think you can change it by number owned, rarity, level, rank, or attack. The thing is, if you go attack, it shows you every card, which I kind of dislike. Maybe you can filter it. No. Type, level, rank, rarity, ability, phase. No, you can't filter it. So that's why I dislike that it shows you all possible cards. In a way, it's a good thing, but if I want only to see cards that I already have, I see all the other cards that I actually don't have. So that's what I kind of dislike. I can understand it made this way, but my opinion, I just don't like it that way. I rather want to see just the cards that I have. And yeah, speaking of cards that you don't have and how to obtain cards, let's go to that. You can craft cards obviously with materials, or buy them from packs. And here's the issue. If you go to the shop, this can change return. If you go to the shop, you can simply, yeah, the menu also takes a bit of loading each time. You have like a few seconds of loading each time. That's on every menu of the shop. You have like normal packs. I don't know what these are. I usually don't buy those. Those are kinda, I don't know, they doesn't seem to be good. Then you have secret packs and bonus packs. The legacy packs are absolutely trash. There are some good cards, but you can't even disenchant the cards you get from a legacy pack. So even if you get like a 4th copy or a 5th copy of a card, you can't disenchant this. This is really stupid. and they should change that definitely. Yeah, master pack is the pack you usually buy. I don't know what the others you are. So the master pack basically is the whole card pool. But if you want like to build a specific deck, you need the secret packs, and the secret packs you unlock by either drawing one of the cards of that archetype in the master pack, or by crafting at least a super rare of that specific archetype. So while it is, and the downside really is, I currently don't have any secret packs, but they only are there for 24 hours. I don't know why they are there for 24 hours. They could make it longer, but I guess it's Komani once again, striking again. Yeah, those are like the minor issues. Gameplay though is what's really different, because this is Master Duel. I'm gonna show you a replay. I go to my profile that I did recently in the Exceed Festival. I thought this was really worth to show it. How I played this trick. I played a trap trick in the Exceed Festival, so I couldn't use any trap trick link monster, only the Exceed ones. And this is how it turns out. So I haven't won this, but this was really disencouraging what other players played. They had also loner decks, which is a really nice idea, but it doesn't help you really much if you play against decks that are not loner decks that people by themselves created. I'm gonna show you. So I'm playing Trap Trick. I have my Floodgate Trap Hole ready. That's a pretty good card, and you see. So I'm gonna Mellow. He's gonna Maxi me. Okay, that's fine. Maxi is a 3. That's fine. So I'm setting my traps. You know, that's fine. So no more wall. He basically searches network. What does network do? Activate a spell card from the deck, basically, and summons these 4. These 4 are retarded. They basically have all the same effect. They all cannot be destroyed by battle. And at the end of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can detach one and double the attack of all the monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. So basically, he buffs his monster way to above 8000. This is basically an OTK what he has here. That's basically an OTK. Luckily I have Floodgate Trap Hole and he cannot do his OTK. And I'm just like here chilling now. I'm saying Laser. This is sometimes Seduce looks like this. This is not like how you used to be. Like this new one deck was all over the place, and there are even stronger decks in ranked that are simply just overrun your opponent easily or put up a few negates and you can't play. So I mean, it can be a fun game, but I definitely don't enjoy playing against a bunch of negates. And the opponent just here simply, okay, he hopes, okay, he plays Lava Golem, okay, I book Lava Golem because I would lose if I didn't use my Floodgate on my Lava Golem. Because remember, the number 1 monster I cannot destroy by battle. So why should I bother attacking them? And he can't do anything with them because they are all face down. He cannot change the battle position because of Floodgate. And then that's the duel. I think he surrenders then? Yeah, he surrenders. But that's the whole duel, he surrenders. Because he couldn't play. But in a ranked, every duel, I can show you a different, like, you can face like something like this. Like, I don't know, I just don't think this duel is actually fun to play or to watch. Like, I mean, it's a nice gimmicky deck. It's definitely fun for the person who plays the deck if the deck works. But for the player facing against the deck, it's not fun. Look at me, how many cards I activate. Write in the comments how many cards I gonna activate in this duel. Tell me. Have you done? Okay, here you go. So many cards I'm gonna activate. And you activate Toon Index, activate Toon Table, activate another Toon Table. Okay, nice. Activate Pot of Duality. Uma Shuriken, rank up, Pot of Desires. Maybe the average Yu-Gi-Oh player doesn't know what he plays. Pop up. Ditch one, draw a card. Draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. Draw 2 cards. Upscale them, draw even more cards. Second game, draw another card. Spider Space, draw another card. Doom World, use his life points even more. Well, Reversal Quiz. Reversal Quiz basically, yeah, I let you show what the Reversal Quiz do. I just show it instead of explain. Oh no, too much Shuriken triggers. Oh, I'm dead. Suddenly I'm dead. Because of Reversal Quiz. That's a stack. Look at how many cards I activate. That was definitely fun to play against it. Yeah, well, I can still say the same, but I played Exodia, yeah. It would be the same for my opponent. It's not fun to play against such decks, and those are just a minority. There are other decks, like, especially if you're casual, you don't want to play against some Invoke deck or Dryton decks. They are really powerful and strong. Yeah, but let's go and switch to RushUEL real quick. And here we are at RushUEL. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the RushUEL video game. Well, it's only for Switch, unlike Master Duel, which is obtainable for like a lot of different platforms. So this is a bit of downside. If you don't have a Switch, you cannot basically play the game. Content, it has a whole story mode. You can walk around. And that's pretty much it. You can challenge duelists, you can even go to the map, right now that's saving map, and you can like see the duelists, which you don't have dueled yet. For example, this is my English file, so I have not dueled Roman, for example. It shows you which duelists you have dueled and which not, and even which deck you have dueled and everything. This is pretty... That's pretty neat, but you have a lot of content here as well. Maybe not as much as Master Duel, because Master has a ranked mode, which RushUEL doesn't have. RushUEL still has an online mode, but it doesn't have any rankings, doesn't show any rankings. So Master Duel, they are superior than RushUEL in the ranked mode, online mode. So let's go to the deck edit. I think because the RushUEL is a smaller card pool, it's easier to detect. I mean, I think also it's a bit smoother. I just press Y and here I can roll down cards. The visual keys are a bit easier to see. That's at least for me it looks like more smooth. I can easily filter here. I don't even need to press like an extra button. I can search. I can sort them like newest, alphabetic, high authority, low authority. I can sort and filter them. I feel like RushUEL is a bit better compared to Master Duel with the deck edit function, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, I think it's way easier to create deck. Also, simply because the card pool is not as big as Master Duel, therefore it's easier for new players to create the deck, to get associated with the cards, especially since the game is way more simpler than Master Duel. It's not as complicated as it. It's like if you would play Yu-Gi-Oh in the very beginning of the game. That's how Master Duel, how RushUEL feels. That's how slow you think it might be slow, but because of the unlimited normal summoning and draw 5 mechanic, it's super fast. So you have every turn a comeback chance. Also introduce maximum summon, which is unique to RushUEL. The English version doesn't have an update yet with new cards, so that's still missing. The Japanese version already has 2 updates. That's the huge difference between those 2 versions. So this kind of sucks, because if you want to have more cards, you have to play the Japanese version, so you have to look your card somewhere else up on like Adobe Pro, Dueling Book, Wikia, and some other different platforms. They also exist. They're also like with Master Duel. Also, since in those emulators you can use any card at any time. Even for Rush, that's the same case. You can use even newer cards that the game doesn't even have. Yet. But let's talk about card obtaining. You get coins by doing other NPCs and doing missions to get tickets and coins, or do quests. So you have a bit more way how to obtain. You can like obtain the currency however you want. In the Master Duels, I really have touched on that. But in Master Duels, yeah, you need to farm like gems on solo mode. But once once you use up all these resources, because they are only one-time resources, you can only earn them by doing the rank, and this is in the long run, this is way more annoying than any other casual card game where you can grind cards normally. So in RushUEL we have even custom parts, which also has Master Duel but doesn't have too much. We have here card packs. You can like buy card packs, open up in these. It's pretty easy to do that. You can even see what cards are in here, which you can also do Master Duel what cards in the pack, or what cards are featured basically in a secret pack. So that's not too much of a difference. You even see the rarity, how many you have, which is, I think this is better than in Master, because in Master you don't see how many copies of a certain, or if you have all rarities or all cards of the pack. You don't see that Master. Here at least you see if you have at least one copy of each card. This is also not too perfect, but there's also another way to obtain cards. You don't have crafting, but you have like these cards, so you can basically buy here cards. You can even buy here, like I could now buy the Mirror Innovator for like 100k coins. It's a lot, like you need to do a lot of grinding, but he's up for 1 hour. But you don't have to, you can buy them, you can obtain those cards also differently. There are a few exceptions of cards you cannot obtain via this way. Only via the shop, because nobody plays them, or they are promo cards. Especially with the later updates, there are some cards that you only can obtain here because they didn't add any new NPCs or new decks where you could potentially grind their cards. So this is a downside, especially if some of the cards are really strong or you want just to collect them. It's a really downside, but otherwise you can simply buy the cards here or try and farm from NPCs. So yeah, the gameplay, I think I've already talked a bit about the gameplay, but I'm gonna make it short. RushUEL has a draw 5 mechanic. I have tons of videos of RushUEL, so you can watch any video you want. You just see the content. It's way different. You will never have a situation where you where you will not be able to play any card unless you bricked really hard or you didn't build your deck properly. And you have like if you draw 5 high level monsters, of course you cannot play a card. But it can happen. But the same thing can happen also in the regular Master Duel format, where you cannot play any cards at all because it's all spell cards and you need monster, for example, to use these spell cards. Yeah, so that's the main issue. But otherwise, the duels are here way more faster. You have way more fun, more interaction. It's more battle relevant. It's not like everything negates matters. You don't have any negates here, so you don't need to be afraid that your cards get negated for some reason. Your cards can get destroyed, yes, but also Master Duel, your cards can get destroyed. But that's why I think RushUEL, my opinion on it, I like RushUEL more. I would recommend it. If Master Duel is too fast for you or too complicated, try out RushUEL. Yeah, just try it out. You don't even have to buy the game immediately. Like, try it out on Dueling Book, Adobe Pro or watch some videos, some rulings explanation over what works. And it's I can assure you, you will have definitely fun. So yeah, that's my opinion. The difference between Master Duel and RushUEL, and I honestly, in my opinion, I think RushUEL is better, more polished as Master Duel, because Master Duel has some other issues. Yeah, that's about it. It's all the video. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I guess I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.